hello, everybody at Sharnbrook Primary School. I'm hoping you can hear me. Hello, Owls class at Sharnbrook Primary School. I think I'm just going to hope for the best that you can hear me. My camera is really high, which makes me feel like I'm looking up. I have to stand up tall. Well, this is not a very professional beginning to my talk, is it? But I received a lovely email today from Mrs. Wildman, who told me that you've been reading The Boy Who Bite the World, The Girl Who Rode the Ocean. And this is fantastic. I'm Alistair Humphreys, who wrote those books. I've also written books like Great Adventurers, which is a nice picture book, actually, of some of my favourite adventurers who inspired me to have adventures of my own. I'm currently writing a new book. You see a map on the wall here about America. I'm writing a book about two explorers called Lewis and Clark, who canoed across America 200 years ago. And what I'm going to do now, so this book is about Tom, and then this book is his sister Lucy. And in my new book, they are going to pair up, Tom and Lucy, and go off and cross America, following in Lewis and Clark's footsteps. So this will be the first time I'm writing a book that isn't about my own adventures, because I, old man, actually cycled around the world and then told my story through Tom in the book you're reading. And you've been asking me some great questions, which I'm going to answer now. Thomas says, what was your favorite food from different places? Oh, Thomas, you're asking me about food now. It's 11:30 in the morning and I'm really hungry. In fact, once I finish your questions, I'm going to go have some lunch. So I need to just hurry up and answer your questions. Then I can have my lunch. Favorite food? Oh, that is a hard choice, but I think I would definitely choose Asia as my favorite continent for food. So then you've got Chinese, Japanese, Indian, Georgian food, delicious part of the world. So, you've got me hungry, Thomas. Isa says, what year did you row the Atlantic? I rode the Atlantic in 2012. Gosh, before you were even born, there were dinosaurs roaming the earth. Isabella, how many friends did you make from your journeys? Isabella, it's a good question, because one thing I loved was just meeting loads of people. So you're kind of making mini friends every day. People you stop, you have a chat with, a quick conversation. It's really nice. And then you cycle off. Or there were people I would stay with for a night and then cycle off. So I made friends with loads of people, but then you always have to leave. You cycle on, you say hello, wave goodbye. It's a sort of bittersweet part of adventuring. Did you actually eat banana sandwiches, says Arlo. Yes, I did eat banana sandwiches. I admit I didn't eat as many as Tom does in the book. He does get a bit excessive, doesn't he? I actually really like them. Maybe that's what I should have for lunch. Although what I prefer now, now I'm at home, is I make toast and then I put peanut butter on, or almond butter. I love that, but it's expensive. And then slice a banana on and sometimes put a little drizzle of honey on top. All these questions about food. Bella, when did you start writing these amazing books? Oh, thank you, Bella. Amazing books. I started writing them just after I got home from cycling around the world. So The Boy Who Bite the World, I think, came out in, 2008 was my first book. Henry, what was the favorite thing you saw? Oh, gosh, there's so many cool things. I've got a big map on the ceiling of my shed here. Let me look on my map of the world. Oh, China. Chinese food, delicious. I did enjoy in China camping on top of the Great Wall of China. Big full moon, sleeping on top of it. No one for miles around. That was pretty cool. William, what's the strangest meal you had? Well, I don't like eating dog. Do you like eating dog? I didn't like eating dog. People sometimes ask me, what does dog taste like? And the best way I can explain it is, it tastes kind of similar to cat. Do you really have a sister called Lucy? No. In real life, I have a brother, but also in real life, I have a son called Tom, and I have a daughter called Lucy. Ariana, when you rode the ocean, did you see any sharks or other powerful creatures? I didn't see any sharks, which I was sort of happy about, but I was mostly sad because there are so few sharks left in the oceans because we've killed them all, and it's really sad. We did see lots of dolphins, very cool, and a couple of whales, really exciting. Jake, how many punctures did you get? Oh, Jake, a lot of punctures. My worst day, I got 15 in one day once on rocky mountain roads in Peru. That was a bad day at the office. Did someone or something inspire you to bike around the world? Asks Ismail. Yeah, it did. It was reading books. You can see here, I've got loads of books about adventure and travel. It was reading those sort of stories that inspired me to want to do them. And actually, the main people who inspired me, they're the people I wrote about in this book. And it was really cool then to be able to say, well, to sort of pass my respect onto these people by writing a book about the explorers who'd inspired me. Evie, how many countries did you cross? I cycled through 60 countries. Scarlett and Charles, what was your favorite country? Very hard question, because you like places for lots of different reasons. I tend to give a different answer to this almost every time. So today's answer will be Lebanon. Delicious food. Have I told you that I'm hungry? Also really nice people and really interesting history and culture. Some fantastic Roman ruins, for example. Effie, did you see elephants and tribes when you biked the world? Yeah, I saw elephants, I saw tribes, I stayed with a Maasai village. A bike is such a good way to see the world and to meet people. It's so much better than an aeroplane and a hotel. Logan, why did you bike the world and row the ocean? I wanted a challenge. I wanted an adventure. I wanted to test myself to see if I could do something difficult. I also wanted to see how people lived in different parts of the world. I thought it would be good fun. And I wanted to be a writer, so I needed to have some stories to write about as well. Josh, what was your worst nightmare when you biked the world? Gosh, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before. I can't think of any actual sleeping nightmares I had. Nightmare. I tell you what is a total nightmare. A total nightmare when you're cycling is headwinds, when the wind is blowing towards you. That is so tiring. Riding up a mountain's tiring, but at least when you get to the top, you get to ride downhill again, and that's fun. But up into the wind is just a nightmare. And in South America, in an area called Patagonia, I had a lot of headwinds. Bryony, why did you make books? I made books because I enjoy reading books and I like writing. I made books because I really hoped I'd be able to encourage other people to have adventures and to see that the world is full of good, decent people in lots of different countries and cultures. And then also I did it to make money. Writing books is my job. So thank you for buying my book. You will pay for my lunch. Lila or Lila or Lila? I'm going to guess it is Lila. Sorry if I'm wrong. Did you fall out of your boat? No, thankfully not. That would be very scary. Did you go around the whole world? I did go around the whole world, but I didn't go everywhere. There's more than 100 countries I haven't been to. The world is so big and exciting. You'd need to cycle your entire life and you still wouldn't see it all. How wonderful is that? When you biked the world, did you get very muscular? Well, you tell me. Very muscular. You get quite muscly legs riding your bike every day, but not muscly arms. Lucy, how do you come up with these amazing ideas? A lot of my ideas come from two things. One, reading books, and two, looking at maps. And I love to read a book about someone doing something cool, and then I look at a map and think, oh, I've never been there. I'd like to go there. And then I match those things together and come up with my own ideas. Harry, how did you carry your stuff when biking the world? This isn't me, but here's a bicycle. You can see on the back, it had you have these bags on there. I also had bags on the front as well, and that would carry all of my camping gear. Ananya, which country did you find the hardest? Russia was really hard because it was minus 40 degrees, and that is really tough. Sudan was really hard because it was plus 40 degrees. going through sand, that was really hard. Yeah, they were probably the two hardest. Ava, what was your favorite animal? My favorite animal, I think, must be a whale. When you're just rowing along, la 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 la, and then suddenly whoosh, it jumps out of the water. The surprise and the fact that it then disappears. Will it come again? That is so thrilling and exciting. Max, did you lose anything on your trips? Good question. I didn't really lose much because I didn't have much. If you look in my shed now, I've got hundreds of stuff in here. I couldn't tell you all the things I've got in here, but on my bike, everything I had was important. And so I knew where it all was. So I was quite, it mattered to me. So therefore you lose things less. So I don't think I really lost things that much. No. Liline. I'm going to go Liline. Nice name, Liline. Why did you go to Africa first? Well, I went to look at my map now. If you go all the way across Europe, you get to Turkey, to Istanbul. You then have a choice to go through Asia or through Africa. They're the next continents. When I was riding my bike, there was quite a lot of political problems in Central Asia, and so I chose Africa. No real reason beyond that, really. Yeah, no particularly special reason. It was just the one that happened to be on the way. Thank you so much for reading my books. Thank you for these really excellent questions. And time for lunch. Thank you very much, and good luck with your own adventures.